Welcome back to the second episode of my favorite audio products. If you haven't watched the first one yet, a link should pop up right now. Go check it out. Now in this video, just like the previous one, I've picked out 4 of my favorite products that I've tested in the past 3 months since we, had the first episode out. And these products are across price ranges and they are a mix of wired, truly wireless and proper headphones as well. So allow me to help you upgrade your music listening experience by recommending brands that don't have to rely on, marketing hype by involving cricketers or Bollywood stars. You know the brands I'm talking about. Well, if you're here for the first time, I'm Ershad. You're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Now, the very first product that I want to talk about is the Lipotech Pure Play Z3. But now it's the Lipotech Cross Headphone Zone Pure Play Z3. Now, Headphone Zone, if you guys are not aware, is another e-commerce platform, but they sell only audio products and they cater to only audiophiles. Now, this is their first co-branded product, but for those who don't know, this specific product has existed as a Lipotech TV since 2020. In fact, I had reviewed it back when I was at Mr. Phone and I'd said I'd buy 2 of these in a heartbeat. So what has changed from then? Actually, nothing much. There's just an upgraded chipset. Anyway, I'll talk about all of that in due course. Now, why I want to recommend the Lipotech Pure Play Z3 is that at 5999, the 6mm drivers that are there inside these buds, they are tuned like an absolute dream. In fact, these buds punch way above their weight and they sound as good as or even sometimes better than 20,000 rupee truly wireless earbuds. And the Pure Play Z3's tuning is the closest I've heard the wireless audio fidelity match that of a wired one. Now by default, the sound signature is a very balanced one and there's a bit of warmth as well that you can hear. But there's a Pure Connect app that is available on Android and iOS. I downloaded it and I used the neutral EQ. And oh my God, you're immediately transported inside the live recording studio of your favorite artist. So when I heard Stairway to Heaven, which is Led Zeppelin's iconic song, and if you guys haven't heard it, you must listen to it. It's a great song to actually test out products as well. Now in that song, the Pure Play Z3 sound staging is absolutely exquisite. Now in the initial portion of the song, when the guitars start strumming, they are placed on the left, the flute is placed on the right, and there is so much width between them that I haven't heard such kind of width in any truly wireless earbuds. The sound staging is absolutely exquisite. The depth perception in the vertical height and the bottom height could have been slightly better, but this is still pretty good if you ask me. And what I also like about the Pure Play Z3's tuning is the tonality and the imaging. Instruments sound just like they should and they're given their space even when the mix starts getting crowded. Another really good quality of the sound signature is the speed and the timing of the bass attack. I thought the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro was good, but the Lipotech Pure Play Z3 actually beats it comfortably. Especially in Skrillex's Rumble, where you want the bass attack to be tight and fast and, with a lot of precision. That's possible on the Pure Play Z3, which is something that I don't say about most truly wireless earbuds, even, far more expensive than this one specifically. Basically, my point is that the Pure Play Z3 is tuned like an audiophile's wet dream if you ask me, and it does all of this with the aptX adaptive codec. Another good thing about the product is that the battery life is pretty good. They actually rated for 10 hours of battery life. I got about 8.5 hours, which is also very, very good. And the case holds a lot of charge as well. Plus, it looks so good. Reminds me of the Google Echo products, if you ask me, because of that fabric case. Although there are a few things that you need to note, a lot of people who've already purchased this product because it's been in the market for a long time are reporting that the batteries are dying out really soon. That's something you have to be wary of. Another thing is the Pure Play Z3 doesn't have any active noise cancellation. The passive isolation is good enough, but it is of course not as effective as ANC products. Oh, also the mics are absolutely bad. The latency is also terrible. Another problem I noticed with the Lipotech Pure Play Z3 is that it's very old school in terms of Bluetooth connection. Despite making the connection and pairing the device for the very first time, it would never remember, my phone would never remember that this product was already connected and it would ask me to connect again. The same thing happened with the app as well. Every single time I had to repair it. Now this is something that's definitely not a problem with modern truly wireless earbuds from OnePlus or OPPO or any other brand that you fancy. Now, if you can live with all of these issues, but you want a fantastic sound quality at a very low price, then the Pure Play Z3 should be on the top of your list. But if you don't want to live with any of the issues that are associated with the Pure Play Z3 and you want a smattering of features that work exceptionally well, then the OnePlus Buds 3 should be on the top of your list. Now, I've already done a detailed review of the product and spoken about the sound, and I've also compared it to the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro. If you haven't watched that video yet, go check it out. The link should pop up right now. But if you ask me, I have been doing some extra listening and I realized that the the sound signature is very dark compared to the open, airy sound of, the Lipotech PurePlay Z3. The tonality is definitely something that wasn't up to my expectation, and instruments do sound slightly over-processed. That apart, one of the things that I noticed is this time around there was a proper sibilance that I heard in the OnePlus Buds 3's treble response. But it is still pretty decently tuned, especially if you listen to it in isolation and if you are not listening to all products that are there in the market like I am. And if you're not too discerning, then you might like the sound of the OnePlus Buds 3 because the bass is actually tuned fairly decently. And you can also EQ it to make it sound slightly better. My colleague Prasad, who writes for GSM Arena, actually EQ'd it. And this sound signature looks good and it sounds good. However, you get proper active noise cancellation on the OnePlus Buds 3 and the ANC quality is actually pretty good. The call quality is also actually fantastic for a pair of 5,000 rupee truly wireless earbuds, and you also get the low latency mode for when you're gaming. Pairing is super fast with Google's fast pair support, and once your Android phone has paired to the OnePlus Buds 3, it will remember it across all your Android devices, which is fantastic. Battery life is also exceptional. In fact, it's equally good as the Lipotech PurePlay Z3. And you also do get support for the high-res LHDC codec, which is pretty good. There's also the golden sound tuning, there's also the earbud fit test. There are so many features that some you might not even use. So of course, I know that the question in everybody's minds right now is, should I buy the OnePlus Buds 3 or the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro, or should I pick up the new Lipotech PurePlay Z3 cross headphone zone? So let me make it easy for you. Buy the OnePlus Buds 3 for most features. Buy the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro for a balance of features and sound quality. And buy the Lipotech PurePlay Z3 for the best sound quality. So now I hope that answers your question, and these would definitely be my top 3 truly wireless earbuds in this price category. And yes, the Realme Buds Air 5 Pro would probably be 4th. With that in mind, I hope you have some clarity. Which one would you pick? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, my next recommendation is definitely not for everyone. Now, these are a pair of, in-ear monitors that cost 15,000 rupees. So yeah, I'm sure that the audience set is very limited for these. Anyway, audiophiles who are slightly deeper into the hobby and are looking for a good pair of IEMs under rupees 20,000 definitely should take a look at the Oriveti OD200, which I think sounds very, very good. But before I talk about the sound signature, the entire experience starts with the absolutely premium unboxing experience. And you know what, at 15,000 rupees, audiophiles will know this, you do not get this kind of quality in packaging. So when you unbox the Oriveti OD200 for the first time, there are the earphone housings themselves, there's the cable as well, and there are a smattering of ear tips, including foam tips. That's not it. There are 2 separate nozzles that Oriveti bundles inside the box with different tuning. There's a black nozzle and a silver nozzle as well. And that's not it. You've also got 3 different plugs within the box itself. You've got the 2.5mm balanced, you got the 3.5mm, and you also get the 4.4mm balanced. Anyway, I did my chunk of the testing with the 2.5mm balanced plug with the Shanling UA2. And of course, connected to the OnePlus Open and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The quality of the housings are so good. They're actually, carved out of CNC milled metal, and that metal body is absolutely sturdy. I've dropped it like multiple times with me having to not worry even a little bit about breakage. It's built like an absolute tank, and for comparison, I will tell you this, my Moondrop Blessing 2's housing, which is actually made of plastic, has already broken, and that's more expensive than these. And this British racing green color looks absolutely stunning if you ask me. It looks very, very nice. The quality of the cable is also very sturdy. It doesn't tangle whatsoever. Below the Y split, you've got the 8-wire braided cable, and above the Y split, you've got a 4-wire cable separating into the 2 splits, the left and the right channel. Of the 2 tuning nozzles that you get, the silver one is the one to use. The black one sounds darker and it doesn't have that kind of refinement in the bass quality. That's the default one that is attached, by the way, so switch to the silver one. That is definitely the better one. Now, the sound signature of the Oriveti OD200, I would classify that as properly balanced, especially with the silver nozzle. And there is that slight bit of heft to the bass, which is also very, very refined to add to the musicality of the sound itself. Plus, it's so smooth, literally smooth sounding. I mean, instruments just flow like water. The timbre and tonality of the instruments is absolutely spot on too on the Oriveti OD200. By the way, I must mention this, since I was testing the Oriveti OD200 right next to the Lipotech PurePlay Z3, I realized the importance of the fidelity that you get with a proper analog wired transmission over a wireless transmission, where the fidelity is definitely lost. Now, I did test out the same Led Zeppelin track Stairway to Heaven, which I tested on the PurePlay Z3 on the Oriveti OD200 as well. What I noticed in that recording is that there is a little bit of noise in the background, which adds to the whole rawness of the music itself because it's recorded back in the day, and there is that studio noise that adds a little bit of authenticity and originality to the recording itself. And I don't know if I've said this before, but I have a certain affinity towards single dynamic driver setups. So this one is also a single dynamic driver, and it's a 9mm driver, I believe, and it's tuned exceptionally well. And of course, there's also a patent pending, design that they've made to ensure that you get a more airy sound, which definitely works in my opinion. And the single dynamic driver setup, the way it's tuned, is definitely the reason why I like the smooth, emotional presentation of the Oriveti OD200. And it can definitely, stir up emotions in you when you're listening to your favorite music. This is the same kind of feeling that I got when I heard the Sennheiser i600 and the i900. By the way, a couple of songs that sounded so good on the OD200 that they sounded so much better than anything else I've tested. And I've been listening to these on repeat lately. Now, those songs are of course Teri Ye Baatein from Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, and that funk song by Kid J West and Talvinder. Oh my god, this sounds so smooth, so groovy. Now, evidently I've been fawning so much about this. Is there any problem with this? Is it shouty? No, it's definitely not shouty in the mid-range. It's one of the nicest ones. In fact, it's better than a lot of Moondrop IEMs, and I think a lot of people will be surprised when I'm saying that, but this is my new favorite now. And if anybody's looking for a pair of good IEMs under rupees 20,000, the Oriveti OD200 should be definitely in the top 3 of your list. Finally, I have a recommendation, which is a pair of wireless headphones that came to me for review, and specifically wireless active noise cancellation headphones, and it's the Sennheiser Accentum Plus. Now, the reason I'm going to be recommending the Accentum Plus is not specifically for its sound signature, which is not too bad, but I'm going to be recommending it for the price to performance to features ratio that you get with the Sennheiser Accentum Plus. If you don't want to spend north of 20,000 rupees for a Sony WH-1000 XM5 or a Bose QC45 or even Sennheiser's very own Momentum 4, then these are fantastic value at 15,990, which is about 16,000 rupees. Firstly, the comfort levels of the Accentum Plus is fantastic, and it's non-fatiguing for very long listening sessions as well. And this is coming from someone who generally doesn't like wearing headphones. Secondly, you get this really nice carry case. You get the essentials like a proper 3.5mm cable. You've got the Type-C to Type-A cable. All of that exists within the box itself. The battery life is also rated at a stellar 50 hours, and I've been testing these for 36 hours now, and they haven't died out. The ANC quality is also pretty good. It does a good job of cutting out most of the external sounds, but of course it's not as good as a WH-1000 XM5 or a Bose QC45, but it works. Most importantly, the mic quality is fantastic. So if you're going to be using a pair of headphones for Zoom calls, then you should definitely consider the Accentum Plus. Now, alright, let's talk about the sound signature. It's a proper U-shaped sound signature, and the mids do feel recessed sometimes. But there is proper EQ tuning that is possible from, the Sennheiser app itself, the Smart Control app. And the Smart Control app is one of the very well-designed apps that I've used for a pair of headphones in a long, long time. It feels very premium to use. So just do your personal EQing and drop the bass a little bit and pick up the mids and a treble also a little bit. And I think that you will get the best sound that you want. But yeah, definitely play around with the EQ, and it responds to EQing really well. What I do like about the Accentum Plus' sound signature is because these are headphones, and headphones generally have great sound staging. The Accentum Plus also has very good sound staging with proper perceived, width and depth both. But of course, the tonality could have been slightly better. The instruments do sound slightly duller than they should ideally. So if you listen to a lot of drum and bass, modern pop, hip hop, then the Accentum Plus will work absolutely fine for you. All things considered, I think that, these are really decent pair of headphones for 16,000 rupees, especially with ANC at a good budget. If you don't want to spend upwards of 20,000 rupees, then you can definitely consider these. Alright, so what do you guys think of the IEMs and truly wireless earbuds and headphones that I have recommended in this specific video? Do you have any product that I should be testing? I know that a lot of people were asking for the Moondrop Space Travels review, but I don't know if it's officially available in India and if people can buy it, so I've been holding off on that. But if you guys know any official channel, then do let me know. Link me up in the comment section below. Also, any other product that you want me to review, I'll definitely try that out. So that's it from me for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.